Hey everyone. So it seems um like after this George Floyd thing really took off, it seemed to it has have reignited the Confederate flag debate. I think it was the other week NASCAR basically banned any person like waving the flag, the Confederate flag, because they're starting to take the it's racist stance. And obviously you all see these flags up here. You guys know, based on, the content of my channel, I'm an avid collector, and I have been since the age of 6. As a matter of fact, and I mean, this is how avid of a collector I am. There were some that I got by mail that were like really like not wrinkled, but like the way they were packaged and shipped, they were like essentially rolled and like banded. So it's like they're like really like you stretch it out and then bam, it would just coil up again. So I had to like iron them, like actually like press iron them, and I had to put it on like the lowest possible setting because like the all my flags are made out of polyester. So, and you can iron polyester, but you just have to be careful about it. Like you got to make sure like, they're moistened, like the material is moistened, and that, it's on just a low setting, because if it's too high, I don't even want to know what happens when you do it too high. But anyway, so I just want to give you my stance on where I stand on the Confederate flag. So here's what I think. Don't fly it in front of a courthouse. Don't fly it in front of like any like place of business or any kind of, well, not place of business, but like just don't fly it in front of any kind of government building. So like a courthouse, a capitol building, anything, or even like a post office or school. Obviously, if you look at the flag of Mississippi, part of it is like the thing. I'm just talking about like that flag where it's like, you got the cross here and then all the stars. I'm just talking about that flag. I mean, basically, in your own house, whether it's your front yard, backyard, whatever, you should have, your right to fly it is your First Amendment right. No one should take that away from you. People will be like, look at you like maybe you're a piece of shit, but that's your right as you're as an American, First Amendment. But basically, I wouldn't put it, beside like the U.S. flag in front of a government building, because that would be legitimizing the Confederate, like, that flag as like, an actual like government entity, which it's not. And and a lot of people would say, oh, it stands for race, or I mean, yes, it stands for racism, but it doesn't stand for slavery. And here's why. Because that wasn't the flag of the Confederate States of America, the CSA, which only existed during the duration of the Civil War. So that flag is different. It has like that design, I believe, on like the upper left hand corner, and then it has like the stripes and whatever. But the Confederate flag that is more common among people when they think about it in their mind and see it kind of visually, that's what an interpretation of the Confederate flag is. So it's like an interpretation of the battle flag, and people started waving them during the civil rights movement. So anyone who is for Jim Crow, anyone who is for segregation, anyone who is for just keeping blacks, keeping African Americans like below white people in society, they waved that flag to make that point, to get that point across. So to anyone who says it's not racist, kind of is though. And but then you would have people saying, okay, well then the U.S. flag is racist too. No, no, because the American flag evolved. The American flag has gone through several revisions throughout our history. Every time there was a new state, it would update every 20 years or so, and especially in the 19th century. The last revision took place in 1960, once, like, the year after we added Alaska and Hawaii. Then, like, yeah, you see kind of the states or the stars being diagonal. rather than just like kind of in a square shape. They're more like triangular. Because if you notice, when you look at the U.S. flag during World War II, like if you watch World War II documentaries, you'll see it's different than the flag today, because at that time there were 48 states rather than 50. So basically, it does stand for racism. There's no doubt about that, but it doesn't stand for slavery. So I will say that, and you can fly it on your property. That's totally fine. Of course, people are gonna get fucking pissed off at you, and they're gonna call you a racist piece of shit, bigoted piece of shit. Um, but hey, you know what? I mean, if that, I mean, you're inviting it, so I mean, still go ahead, but just don't fly it in front of a courthouse or state house or anything like that. And in terms of the statues coming down, I wouldn't totally destroy them. I'd just keep it in museums. So, again, I just wanted to clarify where I stand on that, since I'm sure people are probably wondering, well, where does he stand on the Confederate flag? That's my stance. Um, you know, your own property, front yard, backyard, house, totally fine. In front of a courthouse, in front of a Capitol building, in front of a government building, no, 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 no. Cannot do that. So I just wanted to let you all know where I stand on this topic.